And as a writer myself, and I've used both of you on my own song demos, I always want to encourage people to let the singers go. I found that it's always easier to rein you guys back in. You know, if you guys let you guys do runs and have fun and play with the melody, and if it's something that I feel is distracting or it's not what I want, it's easier to go, okay, that's cool, but can we stick closer to the melody or whatever, than it is to keep you on the melody so, you know,
so tightly.
Than it is to keep you tight to that melody and then try to push you later to give me more. So that's one thing I always want to encourage people when they're working with demo singers. But I wanted to get back to casting. We had touched on that before. I just want to talk about how important it is to cast not only, you know, like if you're looking for a Martina thing, that you'd want to cast someone that, you know, doesn't necessarily sound like Martina, but definitely is in stylistically the same range. Yeah. I think it's important genre-wise that you don't expect something out of a singer that's completely out of their comfort zone to do. For instance, I would never cast you to do a rock song. Because it's not necessary. That's, you know, I would cast Natasha Nowak or something like that. So, and I would never cast, you know, Mickey Kelly to do an operatic type of thing, because it's not your thing.
But I'm totally willing to do it.
Mickey is always willing to do anything, but please know that Mickey is a pop country and country singer, and that is what he's best at. So, but have you guys ever had an experience like that in the studio where maybe something stylistically was expected of you that you weren't comfortable with, or that you felt, you know, wasn't serving the song?
Well, yeah, and you make the most of it, because obviously I think what's next to what makes what is the best for the song, next to the fact that you want to do the best for the song, is how happy you make the client as well. If the client absolutely wants that voice, then for myself, I want to do the best that I can to make it sound, to apply what I do, which was why they picked me or Devin as a demo singer, and to apply what I do to their song, because essentially that's what they want. However, there are situations where you just run into, and we've done this a couple of different times, where I said, I came to Jimmy and I said, Jimmy, I love the song, I think it's great, however, I just don't think I'm the guy for the song, which is okay. It doesn't mean that I don't want to do the song. It doesn't mean anything bad. All it means is that myself and Jimmy and anybody else involved is simply looking out for the best, you know, the best for the song. That's really what it's about. But we obviously would try to do it. But yeah, that situation's a difficult thing to gauge, because you want to make the client happy, and you want to do the best for the song. So really, it's a judgment call.
And as far as casting, and you know, if you have a very specific idea for, you know, a certain person that you want to pitch it to, or a certain voice that you want it on, that's, you know, totally cool. But at the same time, I mean, I've found with, you know, with my own songs, or, you know, with songs that I've done here, that a lot of times people don't know exactly who they want to pitch it to, but it's a great song, and you just, you know, you want a singer that, you know, maybe could cover all, with more of a mass appeal type voice or whatever, that could cover, you know, all areas, you know, whether it could be country and pop or whatever, you know, then don't pick someone who has a, you know, a very, very country voice and expect them to, you know, make the accent go away,
or things that aren't inept for them, you know, things that would be crazy to ask them to do.
Pick someone that, you know, has a voice that could sort of go either way, and that, you know, people can hear, you know, a lot of different people singing, you know.
Right. So, you know, and Chip and Rod in the Lewis and Hardy video talked about kind of taking your demo and kind of putting it a little bit in the middle as far as production goes, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that it's going to lose style, that it's going to lose emotion, that it's going to lose feel. Really, it broadens it a lot more. I think it,
more people can,
you can pitch it to more people and stuff like that, and it also gives you guys a little more leeway to kind of do your thing,
absolutely,
and make it your own.
And even with us making it our own, really, I think, and Chip will probably tell you this as well, I think record label people and publishing company people, especially record label people and artists, are looking towards this song. They love it, and yes, the demo singer sells it, but they're going to apply their own thing to that.
Right.
They're gonna make their own out of it. So if you put it down the middle of the road and don't get too
fanatical,
amazingly crazy with it, then it lends itself more to being recorded, I think, and it allows them to do what they want to do.
Right.
Make it their own.
Right. I think, but still in keeping with it, it needs to sound professional, it needs to sound amazing, it needs to sound polished.
Yeah.
And, I've been in pitch meetings, seriously, and I think it is important that the singer sell the song, and that be the first thing that you look for when you're choosing a singer, because I've been in pitch meetings where I've seen people take songs and go, I don't know if I'm taking this because it's a well-written song or if it's just because that singer sang the crap out of it, and hey, if that's a reason that they keep a copy of it for the first time, that's good enough reason for me. I'm not saying don't write good songs, but I have seen where a demo singer can sell a song and sell it in such a way that it makes someone go, man, that's a good song, or at least, man, I'd love to take another listen to that. Because if you don't have a great singer, and you don't have a singer that's emoting and that's really taking that and making it their own, I've seen this, even on a well-written song, it's just not selling it, and they don't take another listen. I'd rather the singer be the reason they take another listen at my song. Yeah. And the only way I really think that's done well in the studio is letting the singer have some leeway to kind of take it and make it their own. So just in concluding, is there anything that you guys, like any do's and don'ts in the studio with the singer? Anything that you guys have experienced that you think would be good advice to the writers?
Dad, you want to go first?
I've seen a couple things that I can mention. I mean, we're not going to get negative here, but there's a couple things that I think that have happened that I've seen happen before. That like for me, I'll be the first to admit, my very first demo session, I tortured a demo singer. His name's Paul Pace, and Paul, I know you're here in Nashville and you sing for us. I'm sorry. I tortured him. And it's because I was so excited about my song, and I just spent what, for me was a lot of money, and I was so married to my own melody that when he came in and did his own thing, it just, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Yeah. And instead of just sitting back and listening to him go through it a couple times and kind of readjusting the way I was thinking about the melody or his approach to it, I immediately stopped. I said, okay, we got to take this line by line. I completely insulted a really great singer and tortured him for about, 2.5 hours. Yeah. And when I called to book him again, he was unavailable and stayed that way for a year until later on I met him and whatever. But yeah, is there anything? Have you guys ever been tortured?
Yeah, every once in a while, but it really doesn't happen all that often. And I think going back to what we were talking about before, one of the most important things that you can do as a songwriter. I like to compare it to what you let the musicians do. You know that when the musicians come in to record your song, that the guys that you have playing on there are amazing. Yeah. Just amazing
and
musicians,
they know what
right?
they're doing.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And everything that they're going to do is going to be something that like songwriters, as songwriters ourselves, there's no way in the world we could play like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think one of the best things that you can do is let go just a little bit. Absolutely hold your conviction on certain things if you really believe in it.
Yeah.
However, the biggest favor that I think that you can do for your song is just like the musicians. Let us do what we do to a certain extent, because, as we said earlier, we take in consideration the best thing for the song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We want it to sound good too. I mean, like, you know, our voices and their instruments and everything on it, like, we want it to sound as best as it possibly can. Yeah.
So I think if there were anything that would make a session better for me, in that respect, would be, yeah, absolutely, just let us go, and if there's something that's not exactly right, and you really believe you want it another way, shoot, we'll change it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll go back and do that. But you're going to get a lot more emotion, as we said earlier. You're going to get a lot more feel. It just lends itself to the song to let us go like the musicians.
Mm-hmm. You know, be open to a couple of production ideas or vocal ideas.
Yeah.
I think that's all easily done.
Yeah, and in the end, we just want you to be happy, you know. And so if we're doing something that you absolutely don't like Mickey said, you know, we won't do that. We can change it. There's 100 different things you can do with a certain line, and so we'll try stuff till we get it right. But
cool. Well, this has been informative.
Yes.
And whenever you're booking your songs, remember, Devin and Mickey are here at your disposal to torture. Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you guys.